What you doing? I'm the AC, and this is Otaku News Reviews. I'm talking about Fabricant 100 by Daisuke Enoshima, Chapter 21, Number 1, No One, whatever. This chapter came out on May 14th, 2023, and it's the typical 19 pages. Now, with the way this chapter started, I thought it would be a lot more talking, backstory, stuff like that, explanation, because that's what I predicted when I finished the last chapter, but I was kind of wrong. It does start off with a bit of talking, and backstory of Fabricants, or more like motivations. Number one talks about how like most of the Fabricants want to be human and become an ideal human because of the doctor just saying one word, wrong. And sure, it makes sense. Humans are kind of have that same kind of like want to prove people wrong, want to try to be right, be what other people want them to be. That kind of thing, just like Fabricants. But one needed to know what the ideal human was and surpass the doctor and find it out. Not so much as being it, which is probably why he's still like kind of this wimpy and super bandaged looking Fabricant. He's more the intellectual need or whatever. So he has a plan. He's not here trying to get Shibi all by himself. Aside from the mystery Fabricant, there's at least 7 other Fabricants. From what I can kind of count and just throughout the pages of this chapter, there's at least 7. There's probably more that's going to show up because why not? But they only really show at one time 7. So I'm going to assume that's how many it is. And a lot of them are in the background so far. Anyways, Shibi's like, oh, look in the other 5 stars to help, but nope. Number one thought of that. Also, apparently sent Fabricants across the country to stir up some panic and cause some trouble that would cause the 5 stars to split up and go around there. So Shibi goes and just attacks on his own, gets right into the action. Not immediately, because he did let number one like butcher that random guy, but now apparently since there's all these other Fabricants, now he's going to jump into action, use his blood blocking veil, and I guess trap a couple of them, and then 100 knocks their heads off. Literally, it looks like he just knocks it off. Maybe cuts the neck, but I mean 100 is strong, could just punch him off. And then there's also some, bickering, banter between 1 and 100. 100 can't hurt 1, of course, because 1's the one that knows how to give Fabricants human parts. But 100 is going to make sure there's no other Fabricants for number 1 to work on. So, yeah, good plan, if anything. And really, I can't see any faults in 100's logic unless 1 also knows how to make more Fabricants. Anyways, so besides that, the other like playful banter we see is like 1 is just like, oh, you're the youngest, but why are you throwing tantrum? And then 100 in a very cool way says, don't you know the youngest always gets her way? And it was actually a really cool scene, and it reminds me of like Ashibi's first meeting with 100 and like that brutality and strength. This last panel of the chapter, it's so cool. Really, this whole chapter itself is the coolest chapter so far. I was kind of hesitant going into it. I mean, like, it's just going to be more of this. But no, once like that got started, I was like, yeah, oh, this is so cool, especially that ending. Oh, just thinking about it, it's like, damn, 100, you got it. That's way to go. Woo! And once the action started, it went so fast. So yeah, there really wasn't much else to it. 100 is just like, you're strong. So I have predictions, of course, for where I think it's going to go afterwards. Even though the 5 stars are gone, Mimin and Ayako are still there. So if 100 doesn't finish off all these, which at this point it seems like she could, those 2 and others could step in and fight. Don't know how strong that mystery Fabricant is, so that'll probably be a Yaku taking him on. And then, just because it's been brought up so much, something's going to have to go on with Shibi. Maybe uses his blood too much. I mean, he regenerates, so wouldn't make sense for his blood to just be gone. But I don't know, it could be. Like, something could take his blood, or like it gets splattered on something, and then can you really get that blood back, or you just use up too much energy? There's going to be something that's going to exhaust the Shibi that will put him a lot more in danger. Almost kidnapped, but then I'm sure help's going to show up, and then number one's going to have to retreat whether number one wants to or not. I'm sure the mystery Fabricant's going to take him away and escape, because we do see a scene earlier when Shibu first takes off to attack. The mystery Fabricant takes number one, like jumps up in a tree to get him to safety. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is probably going to happen. One of those things are going to happen. But then, also just talking about the Table, number one, it's just number one's motive, his backstory, that little tiny bit at the beginning. That's all it really is. But, whoo, a lot happened in this chapter. I was stoked for it. It really passed my expectations, and it really got me excited for the series again to see where it's going to go from here now. And I don't know. I gave my predictions, and I feel like that's most likely what's going to happen. But maybe they're surprising me even more. There'd be some kind of twist that I'm not going to expect. Who knows? But let me know what you think. You thought it was just as cool as I did. Yeah, let's talk about it. Leave a comment. Find me on social media, the AC Stories. Email me at thestories@gmail.com, or join my Discord, little group there. Links will be in the description for all of that. But if you like what I have to say, go and give it a like. If you want to easily keep up with me, go and subscribe. But that's all I have to say about this awesome chapter of Fabricant 100. Until next time, I'm the AC. Bye.